Happy for our guys. They played really well in the second half. Give Fairfield credit for battling. It was a really good game at halftime, and I thought when they made their run to cut it to 7 in the second half, our guys responded really well on both ends of the floor. We're fortunate to get a W.
Tim, last year you sat Deshaun, I don't know if it was against Marist or Niagara or something, and obviously he didn't respond that well to it. Today you sit him down for the first time all year, and he comes in 3 minutes later and plays the best game
Yeah.
played all year. So
Sometimes media players get angry at you. In all fairness, he didn't do anything off the court issues or anything like that. Sed had played really well, and we're trying to get Sed's game back a little bit. So I just gave Sed an opportunity. We wanted to get him more minutes today, and I knew we'd get Day in fairly quickly. And Day is really close with Sed and wants him to get going too. So part of it for us was really just to see if we can develop Sed back into being more of who he has been, and see if he can have a second good game in a 3-day stretch, which he hasn't had since his injury. And today I thought he took it in the second half especially, took a big step in that direction, and I give Day all the credit to keeping his focus when he came in. He let the game come to him. He didn't come in saying, well, I didn't play as many minutes, I need to force it. He just, when things were there for him, he took it. When they weren't there, he shared it. I mean, what do you have, 7 assists to go with his points and 6 rebounds? I mean, that's a heck of a game.
Did you see anything from him Friday that caused you to make him be the one you sat down? I mean, was there anything?
He got in that early foul trouble,
Yeah.
and every time he got back in, he got some more fouls. And in all fairness, Zach had 11 assists at the point guard spot that day. So there's certain things we wanted to look at the lineup a little differently for the first few minutes of the game, and we knew we would make adjustments like we always do. And in fairness, I think we have seven or eight guys who could start for us. So we're trying to find the right combinations, and from game to game, maybe the best fit for that particular game.
Tim, to follow it up on said 18 points Friday night, comes back, gives you 11, plays 28 minutes,
Yeah.
second game in 3 days. You've been talking about trying to get him to go a little more on back-to-backs. Overall, how satisfied are you with this weekend?
Real happy about the weekend, real happy for him about it. I thought different guys on different nights gave us some huge minutes. I thought TK Adogi was really good both nights. I thought Jan was terrific today. And I think some other guys had 2 for 2s or 1 for 2s, but other guys picked them up, and that's what good teams do, and we're striving to be a good team.
You get 9 guys double-figure minutes in this league, which is a little more parity-laden than in recent years. How important is it now to have this kind of depth early in the conference season to set you up for what lies ahead?
It gives you opportunities when somebody's not playing their best game for other guys to step in for them and help, and I think that's the biggest key, is that we have options, and options are always good.
You have more options, you think, than you've had in the past?
We don't have the alpha dog, but I think we're deeper.
Tim, what did you with about 5 minutes ago? You Fairfield came back to 67-60. What did you talk to the team about right after that? Deshaun started making his free throws.
And we actually talked about how the last 4 minutes of the game against St. Peter's, how we stepped it up a notch, and it's time for us to step it up again at the end of the game. That they had their little run, let's go out and respond and stick together defensively and continue to share the ball on offense. And I thought we did it. And I think, didn't they have a huge steal that led to those free throws, right?
Yeah.
Right around that point. And I think we had missed the back end of a one-on-one and the front end of another right during that run where they were able to cut it down. Had we made those, it probably stayed in double digits, but we put a little of that on ourselves by missing those foul shots. And I like the way the guys responded, because sometimes momentum is a funny thing. When those things happen, it looked like Fairfield was gaining the momentum edge, then we got it back pretty quickly.
TK said before you came in that he feels like the team put themselves in a better position opening up MAC play 3-1. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, 4-0 would be better than 3-1, which is better than 2-2, right? It's a long season. We just have to continue to get better. I'm happy it's our home court. We expect to play well every time we go out here. The fan base here is terrific. They really help fuel our fires. And every time you step on that court, you got to protect it and try to play to the best of your ability.
Tim, in addition to much, kind of responding to not starting, you had, Ricky, you sat him down a couple times early in the game, and it seemed like he played better after that. And even CJ, you guys benched CJ the other day, and
Yeah.
he came back today and he gave you, some
First
decent
half, he gave
minutes.
us some good minutes.
Yeah.
And
So, but what does it say about your team? I guess.
I think they're growing up and they're maturing and understanding that the team first mentality, and that they can make a mistake. If we take them out for it, to talk to them about it, or let them settle down, we're rewarding someone else, but we're going to get them back in there as long as they handle it the right way. And again, Ricky's really maturing in front of my eyes as far as taking coaching. This is the best I think he's ever done that in his couple of years. I think he was trying to figure out the process his first year. Second year, he was just worried about how he did in games, and now he's accepting coaching more and trying to learn more. and I like when I get on him, he's really handling it well, which in turn helps other guys have to handle it well, because Ricky is one of the leaders of this team. So when he does that, other guys follow suit, and that just helps our team.
And you've taken him off the ball some, and do you expect to do more of that?
Yeah, I like mixing it up, giving him different looks, and I like the fact that Zach has done a nice job of being able to facilitate the ball as well. And I still have, like Sed has had some of that in the past, so Ricky doesn't have to have it in his hand for 35 minutes and be going against a full defensive team every single time down court. And we can get him in different spots and give him different options, because he can score the ball and he can attack and make plays. So it's kind of like sometimes having 2 or 3 point guards on the court. I think you end up getting good shots when you're able to do that.
And what led you to doing that? What led you to kind of moving him off the ball a little bit?
Watching video of some of our wins and losses, then watching other guys in those situations and in practice, but watching him within games. And before this weekend, we had a little bit of time where I could really go over a number of games, and I saw Zach making a lot of good decisions off pick and rolls and some of the things that we did. And we know he plays at a different pace than Ricky, not always the pace we want, but at a more calm pace at times. So sometimes we just want to run certain things, get other guys the ball. Zach does a really good job of that. And when we want to really play fast and aggressive, then Ricky does a good job of that. So the combination of those guys, I think that helps each other.
Last 2 games, 2 different point guards, 40 assists on 50 field goals. To have
Iona basketball.
Yeah, that kind of ball movement with multiple point guards, do you feel your backcourt and your ball movement is stronger than it may have been in the last couple of years?
No, I'm saying we're getting better, because I think the games that we played poorly right before that, I think the last 5 games prior to that, we had more turnovers than assists, which was completely not the way we like to play. And I didn't think we were sharing it. And I give these guys credit that we worked on it and they did it in the games. There's one thing about doing it in practice, and then you can do whatever you want in the game, right, and fool us. But this weekend they didn't fool us. They worked on it in practice and carried it over to the game. They did a really good job of that. And I think that's why we played better this weekend. We have to continue to grow in that area.
Coach, TK Adobe was 5 for 5 at 12 rebounds, part of your 44 rebound effort. Another smooth game, would you say?
He did a heck of a job out there today, and I think he played with energy the entire time. What was good about it, whether we got him out at times, when he came back in, he just brought the energy back. Lately, beginning of the year, he had great energy, and it looked like he's lost it for a while. I think these last 2 games, he's come back with energy, and it's really helped our team, and him personally, but our team more importantly.
And Chance Fendelot came in, he had 22 minutes and made those 4 jumpers. And he seems like he can come in and make a shot for you when you need it.
I'll tell you, he does so much more than that. Like, even on the games that Jan is not making the jumpers, he comes up with rebounds. He's diving on the floor for loose balls. He disrupts the other team's offense. He plays with such great intensity and tenacity. He is a big reason why we're able to win that game today and we're able to pull away today. Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.